Vegas, baby, 777 always did me good for the most part. Um, I think these girls will be able to be happy in Vegas. What y'all think? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Married to Medicine. This is season 9, episode 5. Wow, we've been 5 episodes already, but listen, Dr. Damon, Dr. Damon came in and dropped a whole bunch of good light onto a dark situation. It was so funny how when we left off, before we even get to the Vegas stuff, when we left off, we had Dr. Eugene and also that doggone Karen going at it. They going at it. Karen's like doubling down. He's saying, I'm not doubling down on nothing, but you were doubling down. You said something, basically, for lack of better words, it hurt Eugene's feelings. The whole thing, the whole situation about them moving and all of that, it's embarrassing. We've all been saying it's embarrassing. So you know it's embarrassing. And then you all threw the extra sauce on top of it and made a whole joke out of Toya and Eugene in front of everybody. And it bothered him. And he's telling you, okay, I get it. It bothered me. And you're saying, okay, well, I'm sorry about the fact that it bothered you and Toya. Oh, but it was funny. So it's kind of, you know, it's like an apology without an apology. That's very much, well, I apologize if you feel like I did something to you. It's one of those. And that's what he's saying. And you're like doubling down in it, and now y'all not getting nowhere. And y'all really were starting to sound like the women. And I'm laughing at Dr. Scott because he looking like, look at him. Like, look at him. But Damon jumped in there and said, listen, each one of your wives have said something in the past that got up underneath my skin, but I don't deal. I don't approach them. I don't say nothing to your wives. I act just like it didn't happen and I move on. Now, if one of y'all do something that bothers me, that would be, you know, then we'd have to deal with it. Because he was really trying to put Eugene in the you acting like a bitch box. But, you know, no. He literally, Dr. Damon was acknowledging what Eugene was saying, acknowledging Eugene's feelings, and letting you know, Karen, if you ever cross me like that I'd be ready to split your wig too. That's basically what he was telling you. And like it was, if it would have been Anila that cracked the joke, y'all wouldn't be having this conversation. But the fact that you were in on the joke, that's why y'all having this conversation. You stepped over the line. You were being disrespectful. No matter what you're saying, you're being disrespectful. And then to stand in his face and tell him, I'll apologize if it gets you to shut up. But it was funny. Was it funny? Yeah, it was funny. It really was funny. But it was a dig. Nonetheless, it was a dig. And I don't think he was being a bitch about it. It was a dig. It was a dig. It was what it was. But anyway, so they got it together. Curtis. Y'all better watch Curtis. Y'all watch. Don't piss Curtis off. Curtis was a mother with them axes. You hear me? They're throwing them axes. That damn Curtis. You know, Curtis don't say no whole lot. Don't piss off Jackie. Don't piss off Curtis. As we seen Curtis throw 2 axes with one hand. Wabop. Wabop. It was dead. Bullseye. Y'all listen. Don't sleep on Curtis, okay? With no axes. If there's an axe around or knives, anything to be thrown, leave Curtis alone. Moving on. We had a very cute montage of our kids. And it's so funny how we looked and said, oh, wow, we do got a lot of kids on this show. We got both of Toya's boys. We got both of Simone's boys. Then we got Mason now. And we got all of, we got Contessa's 3 kids. But we don't see all her kids. Who we see is who we saw in the montage. Oh, and then we got all of Heavenly's kids too. But who we seen in the montage is who we're seeing, and they're currently, these are the showstoppers. We got both Toya's boys, and then we saw Mason carrying over there. Him and Quad, child, I was screaming about him and Quad, about that damn cell phone, and whether or not he wet the phone on purpose. And he's like an old man. He's, why would I? I said, this little country boy, why would I wet a phone? Why would I wet my phone on purpose? And Quad said, so you can see if it's waterproof. No. And he was looking at her like, no, Auntie Quad, that's your bullshit. That ain't my boy. I ain't wetting my phone, you know. He looked at her like she was crazy. He looked at her like she had lost her goddamn rabbit ass mind. Now, either that's the old man approach, or he really was manipulating the hell out of you and playing in your face. Either way, bravo, Mason. That little boy is funny. You hear me? And that Layla, child Tessa's girl, Layla, that youngest baby girl, she a mess. She is a mess. She got that, all of them four. They got that little star quality, honey. Child star quality. They know how to do it. They know how to play to these cameras. And they will have you in, you know, we've been laughing at Toya's kids forever. Toya's kids gets it in. That her kids are so sarcastic, and so are Simone's youngest boy was made for television. He is just as sarcastic and hilarious. But we got some good kids on here. They're stars. And, you know, Heavenly's girl is just adorable. She is just a beauty. And she just, the camera loves her. The camera loves Laura. So, you know, it just is what it is. Anyway, and her boys did good last season too. But that camera loves that Laura, honey. Anyway, moving on. So we've seen them, seen the kids. Then we got Dr. Jackie, Dr. Simone, and Dr. Heavenly. Listen, Simone, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Girl, you need to stop. You need to stop. You look really crazy. You do. You are so petty. You are so petty. This thing you got going, it's like a grown-up child. And you fighting for your friends still. They basically, it was like another ambush. She done ambushed you with Heavenly. Heavenly been on the tour, apologizing to everybody. But Dr. Jackie ambushed you, and there you get there. Heavenly's there, and y'all good. But it's so evident. Like, you can't even hide it, because that's the one thing I do like about Simone. Simone can't hide things. Simone, all of what Simone is thinking shows on her face. It's written all over your face. You don't have to say a word. That used to be the jam. But you don't. You don't have to say nothing, Simone. You don't like Heavenly. You don't have it for Heavenly. You can deal with Heavenly more so when she ain't around your Jackie. And you hear what I said? Let me say that for you. I'm going to say it again, just like that. You don't have it for Heavenly, especially when she's around your Jackie. You do better dealing with Heavenly whenever it's just Heavenly and you, and y'all be kicking it and laughing and drinking y'all drinks. Y'all drinking that brown liquor. You and Heavenly be cool. But when it comes to you sharing your Jackie with Heavenly, you just can't get it. That just don't sit well in your spirit. It just doesn't. It does not sit well with your person, and you can see it all over your face. You can see it all over your face. And it looks bad. It really looks bad. You look so immature. Like, what adult is... She's not yours, baby. She belonged to Curtis. And in case you missed the first part of this here little review I'm doing, girl, Curtis throws axes. Jackie belonged to Curtis. Jackie belonged to Curtis. Back off. Anyway, but yeah, you can just see it. Girl, she ain't trying to share her Jackie. But the three of them got together to plan the trip to Vegas. Okay? It just, yeah. Anyway, so them three that call themselves the Golden Girls. They planned the trip. I said, this is gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Let's jump on over. Karen's at work. Here comes Anila. This child, she ain't got no couth. That's all. I don't even know no nicer way to say it. Anila ain't got no couth. First of all, can we get into that makeup? What is wrong with your makeup? Girl, your makeup was giving me, whoo! That makeup. I'm like, where are you going? I mean, come on. Yes, we're on television. We're on television. But we're doing reality television. There's no reason that you're coming doing a scene. One, I told you ain't got no couth. You coming into a doctor's office with a bottle of liquor. Straight up, there ain't no wine. It's straight up liquor, brown liquor. Bottle of liquor, but you bringing him dinner. Who the hell want to come to the doctor's office and he been drinking bourbon? Huh? You ain't think that out, huh? You look crazy. And then you got this makeup on. That it's reality TV. Your face should be fresh. Come on. And then you're a blogger, girl. Are you kidding? You blogging and vlogging. You're a lifestyle vlogger. You don't know that you're supposed to be fresh face? When you just bringing the kids in to have pizza with their daddy because he be spending so much time at work, that's a cute little scene. One, you don't come in with brown liquor. And two, you don't have your face painted up like you on your way to the main stage at RuPaul's Drag Race. Because I was sitting there looking at you, honey. When you came in, I said, category is too much goddamn eyeliner. You know, like, what is going on? You look crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then you come in there dropping that bomb on him, talking about you want your parents to come there to live. So your mother could basically raise your kids for you. I said, child, didn't that man tell you last season he ain't feeling your mammy? That your mammy, she wasn't, and I hate to say it, but they showed it again, so I'm going to go on and speak on it. Your mother she wasn't a picture of cleanness. She wasn't a picture of cleanliness. She's spilling food, shit on the floors, and he was like, every time they come here, this place is a mess. I was like, I thought that was very strange for somebody to be saying about grandma, because usually grandma come through, and where you be thinking you breaking it up, cleaning, grandma will be like, oh, you thought you did the baseboards? The baseboards ain't good. Get back down there and do it again. That's what grandma usually bring. That's the energy that Nana bring to when you think you really doing it up. And she like, I see dust in the corner. Get your ass over there and get it up. But no, it was the opposite. When we met your mother, your husband was talking about how your mother be leaving food and shit laying around. I was like, and you over there putting on too much damn eyebrows, girl. Anyway, but yeah, you try to drop that on him. I said, girl, don't mess around and lose your husband with this foolishness because you don't want to take care of your own kids, because that's all it is. But you try to move your mama and your dad in. I was like, oh no. And you know they make your husband miserable. We know that they make your husband miserable. Girl, don't do it. Anyway, moving on. Contessa. Oh, Contessa. I have a question. Girl, what's up? What's up? Girl, what's up with Abdul, honey? Abdul's over there, and he come in and talk about your, doing your thing, and he's talking about your diet, and the fact that you love candy, and all of that, and I like, girl, what's going on? How is Scott comfortable with Abdul and you? Is that going to work into something? Are we going to have a problem with Abdul? And Abdul ain't really did. He ain't did nothing per se. But I was looking at Abdul, and then they ran another clip back, and I was looking at Abdul, and I was like, Hey, Abdul, what you think about Contessa? No, tell me really. Here, whisper right here in my ear. You can tell me. I won't tell Scott. What you think about Contessa, really? Hmm? What you think? What you say? You all get in them comments. Tell me, is it me? Or do you see what I see? What you say? What you say? Come on, tell me. Tell me, Abdul, what you think about Contessa? Now, Abdul, he's bad, baby. He is bad. Now, I mean, listen. I don't know. Last season we run around here, Contessa was worried about Scott. Baby, listen, I be worried about Abdul running around my house looking like he be looking at me. Anyway, moving on. Y'all tell me, what y'all think about Abdul and yeah, okay. And maybe I'm reading too much into it. Y'all tell me. I'm gonna go on and move on. I don't want to start no stuff. You know I love Scott and Contessa, but is it payback season? Is this the big payback? Get down with my girlfriend. That ain't right. Anyway, I'm moving on. Moving on. Listen, I like Audra. Y'all like Audra? I like Audra. I do. I like Audra. Audra come to see Heavenly. Audra's going to Vegas. Audra about that life. She coming in the door. She ready to twerk. She got her little cat suit. Just cute. She cute and thick and all the right places. Come on. I said, okay. And then she told, they were having a real conversation. She's like, you got to get that thing with Contessa together. You know, if, ands, it ain't no buts. You done messed up a little bit. You got to get it together, though. But Heavenly's really sharing, and I believed her. When the ambush really did hurt her. That ambush really hurt her. It hurt her feelings. It did. It hurt her feelings, and I believe it. I believe that was sincere. But yeah, Audra, like, yeah, you got to fix that. Don't let no time get up underneath that. Fix that. But I like Audra, you all. I do. I like her. I think she fits in really good, and I like her. And yeah, I like her. I like Audra. I like Audra. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so when they go to the airport, and they're getting ready to go and everything. Child, listen, Ross done forgot his doggone his passport, had to jump out the van and go back and then catch an Uber, but he made it on time and everything like that. But when we get there, found out they got 7 rooms as opposed to 8 rooms. Jackie is sharing a room with Simone. Because she said, I got to either share a room with Simone or share a room with Heavenly, or the two of y'all share a room. Jackie understands the situation with her petty friend, and she knew what she was doing. Jackie had the presidential suite, which was fabulous. It was fabulous. Do you understand me? Fabulous. And the way that they were actually treated when they got there was, everything was cool. Like, everything was really, really nice. Really nice. They get there. I was just so sharp. And then she's going to share the room with Simone. We know, and Heavenly knew. Heavenly, she felt a little bit of a ways, but you know what it gives, girl. She had to do something to let her Simone know, girl, you still my number one, honey. You still my bottom bitch, honey. Just don't worry about it. I was like, Lord have mercy. But that room, that whole presidential suite is something to be seen. It's really nice. Anyway. And I'm laughing. Heavenly and Simone. Now they was in the room, Now, listen. As long as she knows she the bottom bitch, Simone is okay. So they had a nice little scene in there, and Heavenly was like hugging her. She gonna say she can hug me as many times as she wants, but that bitch is not getting my room. That don't want Simone. So Simone, you so petty, child. Anyway, then they decided to play a game of Never Could I Ever. Right away, Contessa was throwing shade. Contessa was like, well, I mean, if we're going to play, we got to tell the truth, because you can't really play the game without telling the truth, because then the game don't really work right unless you're willing to share and be transparent. I said, girl, now we all know you throwing shade heavily. Everybody was looking like, oh, God, here we go. And then Toya, what you doing? Toya was in a good mood. Like, Toya's doing Toya. Okay? She felt like she's getting an escape, honey. She came with her yellow boots. I said, I know that's right, Toya. And she said, girl, let's start drinking, honey. So she get up there, and then she was getting started on Audra. But, girl, I don't think Audra's who you wanted with Toya. I said, I like Miss Audra, honey. Miss Audra was like, what you say? What is that? She said, I don't think you're a good lawyer. This, that. I was like, what kind of shots is you throwing at her already? It was already like it was real, you know, I was like, but Audra, like, she got something for Toya. So I said, yeah, I like Audra, child. She fit right on in. Jackie don't want to drink. And that's the thing. She's like, Jackie doesn't drink. So she's like, I'm not drinking. And then Toya just start firing on Jackie. Well, why do we always have to make special privileges for you? Why is it a special privilege that she don't drink? She don't drink. She never drinks. So what are you talking about? Like, girl, here you go with your bullshit. You just want some attention, but I think you're going to really get it. You're going to get it from Audra, and I don't think you're going to like it. Anyway, and then they always inviting that old raggedy-ass Carrie somewhere. I said, who invited her? Ugh. You know, y'all know I can't stand her. I cannot stand that lady. I really can't. I've never been able to stand that lady since season 1. When she called the police on them at the house when Shoot Lucy was busting Toya in the head with the purse. Child, when she heard Mariah got the fighting, child, and Carrie called the police. I was like, what's she calling the police for? I ain't never liked her since then. Screw Carrie, honey. It's Carrie Wells. Well, Carrie, sit your ass down. How about that? I ain't never liked her since then, honey. Calling the police. Really, Carrie? I mean, Karen. I mean, Carrie. Bitch. Anyway, that mouth get me in trouble all the time, don't it? I don't give a damn, honey. I said it. Moving on. Never have I ever, Contessa, never have I ever had a threesome. Did nobody believe it? Nobody believes it. Nobody bought it, Contessa. I said, oh, poor thing. Then they said, never have I ever beat my kids. That damn Simone said, listen, I plead the fifth, and with my lawyer. I said, ha, ha, ha. I just laughed at her. I said, she is so stupid. Child. They were having a good time playing the game. They were. The game was going really well. And then this is the part that killed me. Baby Jackie gathered them up, wrangled them up like she was at a rodeo, honey. She put them all out while they were still in good spirits. Honey, before the game could go left, she threw all their asses out of her room. And that's where the episode ended at. It was a good episode. I enjoyed it. It was light. It really was light. It was lighthearted. It had the feel of a filler episode, but it was good. Like, it was a good filling episode. It literally left me, I was sitting here smiling. Like, the whole time I was smiling. I said, okay, it's cool. I'm okay with a filler episode done well and you end up smiling, because that don't happen very often. When you have filler episodes, you usually be like, child, if y'all don't give me some dirt, honey. But this was just a feel good. You just literally watched them doing their thing, and it was fun, and I enjoyed it. I really did. Now, I guess we'll get to the mess next week. You know there's going to be some mess, child. You know there's going to be some mess. You know there is. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all then. Later.